Welcome to TestComplete, your one-stop shop for automated desktop, web, and mobile testing. In the next few minutes, we'll see how you can get started in TestComplete by creating a brand new project, creating your first test, and showing you some of the great features that come with TestComplete so you can enhance your test as much as possible. Creating your first test is super simple. You do need to create a project, so I'll start by clicking this plus sign, giving your project a name. And we do have a couple of options. We can either create a keyword test, which basically shows you the elements that are being clicked on in a very visual way, or we could use scripts that get automatically generated and you can enhance as you go to create more elaborate tests. I'll show you a little bit of both, but let's get started with keyword tests. Just name your test. On the left-hand side, you'll see that we have operations. We'll get there in a moment. First, let's go ahead and create our first test. This application that I'm using is a CAD-like application. And let's say that we want to test some of its functionality to make sure that our requirements are up to par with the expectations. Let's also take a look at the tree, which is something that usually gets tested to make sure that they can expand and collapse correctly. Let's go ahead and stop the test. So TestComplete will record screenshots of every single action so that you can very easily backtrack and understand what actually occurred. During test execution, these deem very helpful for when there are inconsistencies and failures. You can actually backtrack and see the original expected results. So the next thing I want to call out here are the checkpoints. So checkpoints are additional steps that you could add to your test to make them a little bit more dynamic. There's checkpoints that will allow you to do things like data drive your test. There's also checkpoints that will allow you to do things like validate specific portions of the test. So for this example, let's go ahead and look for checkpoints. And specifically, I want to use an OCR checkpoint. And I can place it anywhere in my step. I'll place it in the second to last option here. So what we want to do now is validate a piece of text that's within the application under test. So PRT sys, this OCR checkpoint basically picks up on every single character within the application, and then you can decide specifically what you want to validate. In this case, I'm going to validate PRT sys, and if we run the test, we will see that the test will pass or fail depending on if it can find this particular set of characters. In this case, it passed, and you can see that we have an elaborate set of steps that will let us know exactly what occurred, and you can see that the checkpoint specifically here passed. Okay, now that we've created our first test, let's see some hidden gems. First, let's take a look at the object browser. The object browser basically allows you to take a quick at-a-glance view of all the objects that TestComplete can identify for the applications under test. This allows you to understand the hierarchy of your applications and create resilient tests. Another great gem inside of TestComplete is name mapping. Name mapping works as a middleman between the application under test and TestComplete, giving objects a much more user-friendly name. Not only that, it gives you the hierarchy and allows you to add particular properties to the objects to ensure that it's identified correctly. This is very useful for enhancing your tests and making sure that they're resilient of future changes. So for this example, you can see that the application under test has a highlighted object that I'm choosing. And if I right click it and click on edit, TestComplete will show me all the properties that are attached to that specific object. And now I could search through the list of other properties that are available, and I could start adding them. So to make this very specific object very unique and make sure that my tests are resilient. Now that we've learned about creating resilient tests, let's go ahead and move on into something a little bit more interesting. So we did create a keyword test, as I mentioned earlier, but we also have the capability of writing these tests in scripts. We do support Python, JavaScript, VB script, and a number of other languages. But if you've already started via keyword tests, you can easily convert these to script and enhance them as you'd like. So as you can see, this created JavaScript for me. I could go ahead and start altering the script, or I could run the test just to validate that it works the same exact way my keyword test worked. And now we could go on and enhance and add more logging capabilities or variable capabilities in case that's how you want to continue on your test journey. All right, now that we've created our tests, let's move on to the next level. Right? We want to be able to automate and execute all these tests outside of TestComplete without the need of having to click the run button every single time. This can essentially be useful for automating or scheduling or even having these tests run as part of your CI/CD pipeline. TestComplete achieves this with the command line utility called TestExecute. I have already saved it to my environment variable so that I can pick it, so I could call it from just about anywhere. I follow it by identifying which particular project I want to run, and within that project, what test suites and specific tests I want to execute. TestComplete also has capabilities of exporting reports, and these can be picked up by tools like Jenkins or other tools to be able to dashboard the data a little bit more broadly. So I will say that while the test is executing, the operating system session is in use, so it should not be busy with anything else. A lot of our users usually use virtual machines or other resources so that they don't have their machines occupied with the tests that are being executed. As you can see, the test is being executed behind the scenes. You can see that at the top right. Okay, so that brings us to the end of this small, quick guide of how to get started with TestComplete. Hopefully, everybody got something out of it. We've seen a lot today. We've seen how you could go from zero to having a project in just minutes. We've also seen the different capabilities that you have to enhance your tests and validate. We've also seen the object browser that shows the available objects for the application under test, and how we could use name mapping to create resilient tests. Finally, we could also use scripting to create more elaborate and specified tests to fulfill our needs. And last but not least, we could take all of these tests that we've created within TestComplete and automate them. Happy testing!